Oh, what?
Yeah.
8th in attempts? Yeah.
8th in attempts.
I don't know. Well, I don't know what website I was on. They told me it was at 11. Okay. Whatever. Regardless, he's still putting up fucking numbers, dude. Like, doesn't even matter. If the Colts got Julio Jones, dude, because if you look up, I looked up wide receiver cores ranked, and the Colts are 31 behind the Patriots.
Oh, they have 2 Elton. That's all I have.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So having having a running back like this, having a upgrade, and say what you want about Carson Wentz, he's an upgrade from Phillip Rivers, and you already have a phenomenal defense. So like get Julio Jones, Colts. Get Julio Jones. Isn't Pat McAfee a Colts guy?
Yes.
Yeah, right. He's like
He was there all his career. Sorry.
yeah, right. So like.
He'd love that.
Get Julio Colts. Get Julio Jones. I would like that. That's definitely something that that would make them the contender in their division, dude.
Yes.
100%. Okay, top 5.
Gotcha.
Top 5. 5 Aaron Jones. 1,004 rushing yards. It was 4th. 78.86 rushing yards per game. 5.5 rushing yards per attempt. Finished top 10 in rushing touchdowns, and his ability to come up the middle, dude. Like he allows guys like Devontae Adams to get open because the defense has because you cannot leave a gap for Aaron Jones because he will 100% take it and cruise. He will cruise for like 60 yards, dude. Whether it's a touchdown or not, he'll cruise. He can hit 60 on any given play, 100%. 4, Nick Chubb. 12 rushing touchdowns, 1,067 rushing yards, 89 yards per game, and teamed up with Kareem Hunt. And what is already like a top 5 offense. On paper, the Browns are arguably the best offense in the league because they have Odell, Jarvis Landry, Kareem Hunt, and Nick Chubb, and a top 5 offensive line, and Baker. So they should be a much better. Not that they're a bad team,
Yeah.
but they should definitely be a much better team. And you can make the case for whatever aspect of the team you want as the flaw of the team, whether it's Baker or whether it was the Odell injury or whether it's the lack of a secondary or But one thing you can say for the Browns is that they have the best running back duo in the league.
Yes.
And Baker and Stefanski have figured out what works with the two of them together. You know? Baker hasn't had a consistent head coach his entire career until Kevin Stefanski. So now everything's kind of starting to fall into place for the Browns finally after all of this time.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just good to see. And Nick Chubb is a beast, dude.
He really is.
Nick Chubb is a beast. He bounces off of tackles like second to Derrick Henry. You know?
Yeah.
Or Saquon. He's one of the most difficult players to tackle in the entire league. Okay. At 3, because I said that he was 2 when Nick was on the show last week. But at 3, I'm putting Alvin Kamara. 16 rushing touchdowns, 5 receiving touchdowns, which is tied for first with Kareem Hunt. 932 rushing yards, 756 receiving yards, which is first in the league. And you know who's second behind him?
Gibson?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The other guy. No. The other guy.
McKissick?
He's a beast. McKissick's a beast. And then Alvin Kamara, 112 yards per game, 4th in the league. with the Saints now no longer having Drew Brees. Now, whether your quarterback is going to be Taysom Hill or Jameis Winston, you still have Michael Thomas, who is a top 10 receiver in the league. You have Alvin Kamara, who's the third best running back in the league. You have who's their tight end, dude? Who's their tight end who made all those crazy plays against Tampa?
Where?
This on the Saints.
The tight end?
Yeah, look up who the tight end of the Saints is. Wait, I'll do it. Jared Cook, dude. Jared Cook has hands. Like he's nice. So like the Saints have a good offense going into next year. But like it's really going to be hit or miss, dude. Like the Saints are either Taysom Hill or Jameis Winston is going to flourish in Sean Payton's system, and the Saints are going to win 11 or 12 games, or it's going to take a year of getting used to, and they're going to win 5 or 6 games. And the Saints missed the playoffs completely with their latest Drew Breesless season.
I think they saw what you call it, the
Winston? You think so? I would like to see. He was the first overall pick. I would like to see him.
I don't think it's Taysom Hill.
I mean,
He doesn't do much. He doesn't do much for a quarterback.
Well, he said he's now making his like main priority at training to become just like a quarterback. Like he's done like just being their wildcat guy.
Yeah, I get that, but like you can't tell. I mean, I guess you can train the whole off season to come back, but you're not going to be better than somebody who's been doing it.
No, I would still take Jameis Winston, dude.
Yeah.
Like
maybe in a few years it could make a tradition of that.
I think. Well, okay, the Dolphins last year. Do you remember when they kept subbing out Tua and Fitzpatrick? Yeah. Like they kept swamping him.
Like
So what if the Saints run like a legit 2 QB system, and like if you need, I don't know, like if you need to go like a whole quarter, right, and like let whichever one of them starts like reset the gears, like, and you just need a entire quarter of just explosive play, like third or fourth quarter, or like second or third quarter. You just put in the other guy, and I feel like Jameis Winston or Taysom Hill could make you a few plays.
Yeah. So here's what I say about that. My only problem with having the 2 QB system is one, the locker room. They need a leader. You can't sit there and have 2 QBs trying to be a leader, and they both basically fighting for a starting spot. You feel me?
No,
That's kind of what it is.
I completely agree. I didn't say that I thought the 2 QB system was a good idea.
Oh yeah.
But I think that it's definitely on the table. But then again, I don't think Sean Payton really wants to do that either.
Yeah.
He's an experienced enough head coach where he knows that that's a pretty shitty idea.
Like if they did that, they would more so on the way to be winning 5 to 8 games as opposed to 8 to 12.
Yeah. Well, they're not. Without Drew Brees, there's no way the Saints are winning the division. And I guess like they did win it last year, but like that's because the Bucks. That's because they beat the Bucks twice before they got everything going.
Yeah.
And
Before they got hot.
dude, the Bucks didn't lose a game after their bye week. They didn't lose a single game for the rest of the year after their bye week. That's absolutely crazy. Yeah. Okay. So I go to 2. Okay. Number 2, Dalvin Cook.
What? Actually, not bad. Not bad. Sorry.
16 rushing touchdowns, tied for second. 111 rushing yards per game, which is second. 1,557 total rushing yards, which is second to Derrick Henry. And then 137 total yards per game, which is first in the league. Now that the Vikings have Justin Jefferson, all they really need is a slightly upgraded offensive line, and like no knock on Kirk Cousins, but like a better quarterback. Yeah. And the Vikings could compete with the Packers like for the division every year if they just get, because Dalvin Cook like breeds their offense, dude.
I don't know how they won 8 games last year.
Because Kirk Cousins is their quarterback, and that's no knock on Kirk Cousins.
It wasn't bad before.
Well, it's also the first COVID season.
And they had Diggs the last 3 years before too. They had Diggs and they had.
Yeah, dude, and they lost Stephon Diggs. Can you imagine if they had still had Diggs, Dalvin Cook, and Justin Jefferson
And Thielen. Oh my.
and Thielen?
That'd be wild. For sure.
That'd be nasty. But you know what, dude? Jefferson probably wouldn't have broke Randy Moss's or Anquan Baldwin's record if Diggs was still there.
And honestly, if they had Diggs, they probably wouldn't have taken Jefferson anyway.
Yeah, true. I mean, yeah, true.
Right.
True.
We know who your one is.
Well, yeah. Should I just go over the stats anyway? All right. Well, if you are listening to this and you know anything about
Football,
if you know basic football, you know that Derrick Henry is the best running back in the league by a fucking landslide.
Oh, really?
By a fucking landslide.
That was a joke.
Look, 2,027 total yards last season. The last running back to run for over 2,000 yards was Adrian Peterson, and he won the MVP that year. And I get why Derrick Henry didn't win it because the NFL is now transitioning to a more skill players are losing more spotlight to quarterbacks. That's just how it is.
I mean, also too though, but A-Rod did amazing last year, especially after all talking offseason about how Love their replacement and all that. He just came out and he wiped the floor everybody.
Who?
A-Rod.
Yeah.
Like, he just came out and saying, "Prove me, you want to drop QB under me? I bet. I'm gonna show you I still got it." And that's what he did. So like, it's kind of hard to like put somebody ahead of him to be MVP, but he just shut out the entire year. He lost what 40 last year, 40 who else?
Talk louder. Is that like it's really no? It's not like picking you up. That's all.
Yeah, like they lost 3 of them in the regular season. They lost one of the playoffs. Like,
What the Packers? The Packers? Yeah.
3, so like it's kind of hard to like put somebody else ahead of him an MVP when he was just outstanding this year. It was hard to beat him, honestly.
No, and I completely. That's a very highly valid argument. I'm not saying like Aaron Rodgers shouldn't have won MVP.
Yeah.
But the last running back to win MVP also was the last running back to run for over 2,000 yards. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, who won last year? 2 years ago. Who won that?
MVP. Lamar Jackson.
You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, 17 total touchdowns. Dude, 126 yards a game. That's second to Dalvin Cook. I can't believe Dalvin Cook ran for 137, which is absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then 5.4 yards per attempt. Look, Derrick Henry is the most untackable person. Aaron Jones is Nick Chubb is one of the harder people to tackle in the league. Derrick Henry is the most difficult person to tackle in the league, probably second to George Kittle or Travis Kelce. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or I don't know, like a Mike Evans. Mike Evans is tough.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, Derrick Henry at 1, dude. I mean, obviously, Derrick Henry's at 1. There's no argument about that. Should I go over it again? Is that a good idea for me to read it back a second time? All right. 10 again. Just to reiterate, 10 and 9 are just what's the word I'm looking for? These 10 and 9 don't really count because these two players didn't play last year. Christian McCaffrey and Saquon Barkley at 10 and 9, respectively, just because they just missed out practically on all last season. David Montgomery at 8, James Robinson at 7, Jonathan Taylor at 6, Aaron Jones at 5, Nick Chubb at 4, Alvin Kamara at 3, Dalvin Cook at 2, and King Henry at 1. The breath of the Titans offense.
All right. So, you have mine here. I'm going to tell you before I started. So, 6 through 10, the order to me is kind of funky, so I'm not going to give you the order. I'm going to give my order 5 to 1 or mileage order. But starting off, I had at 10, but I don't really think it should be 10. I got Kareem Hunt. He was a beast last year. He was a beast also. Him and Nick Chubb in Cleveland been pretty hard to do to stop, honestly. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. I don't have the stats on. I have the stats, but I don't have them written down or whatever.
Yeah.
Let me see. What do you have? Where is? I know I saw him somewhere.